secret language is something where pretty much any religion, cult, social organization, everyone has a secret language. Like if you listen to military guys, if you get a group of military guys, they have a whole different vernacular that you will not understand. Like they'll talk in acronyms and like code names and so it's like you won't like for instance when someone comes into the gym and they talk to Joe, my business partner who is in the military, they'll start talking and like I have no clue what they're even talking about. I'm like, what is he was on a FOB, a fob. What is that? Like, again, I know what they are now, but at first it's like, what are they talking about? But everything has a secret language, right? So again, there's things that you know about. Like for instance, if you're a Christian, you're saved. You know what that means. Like if you were not a Christian, you would not have any idea what it means to be saved. Like, what does that mean to be saved? What was I? Did someone have me? Like, what was that? You look at in Jiu-Jitsu, right? We're gonna roll. We're going to roll. What does that mean to roll? Like most places they call it sparring in other martial arts. We call it rolling. What do you mean roll? You have these different secret languages, and every sort of cult organization, whatever, it has those. You basically, you are, which kind of goes to the next one, you're on the inside, right? You're on the inside, they're on the outside, which then kind of leads to, in a lot of cases, a kind of us against them mentality, which can be bad, right? In Jiu-Jitsu, you see this manifested in a lot of different ways, like where I remember when I first started, there was very much an us against them mentality against all the old traditional martial arts. Because at the time, Jiu-Jitsu was still in this sort of way of like, we're separating ourselves from those guys. Their Jiu-Jitsu, their martial arts are junk. We do the real thing, right? And so I remember one of the first T-shirts I ever had. It was very aggressive. It was my coach got it, and I wore it proudly when I was 19 years old. I was young, I was like, yeah, I'm doing jiu-jitsu. I'm so cool. But the shirt said on the back of it, it said it had our phone number and everything on it to call my instructor, and it said like jiu-jitsu or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, other martial arts only work in movies or something like that. And I remember like I would like every now and then I would walk around with that shirt on, and people would be, there's one guy actually approached me. He was a Taekwondo black belt or something, and he was like, "That shirt's not true" or something. And we, and I was 19 years old. Like, why don't you come and we'll fight it out, whatever, at the gym, and that kind of thing. But again, there was that us against them mentality. You have it now where in jiu-jitsu within jiu-jitsu, because it used to be jiu-jitsu against all the other martial arts. Now you have it where it's like, we do the self-defense or the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You do the wrong Jiu-Jitsu. I've seen that argument a lot, or the sport Jiu-Jitsu guys are like, God, those self-defense guys, they suck, and then you have this split where it's us against them, or even some cases where if you leave the gym, it's us against that guy, or us against him.
Well, think of, and I don't think this is much anymore, but 10th Planet. 10th Planet is kind of very, was seen as very culty. You think about Eddie Bravo. He's the founder of 10th Planet. He's kind of got some culty perspectives to him. He's got some thought processes, flat earth, whatever. I mean, you don't have to believe in what he believes to know he's a good instructor. But that, and then even like cross training, us against them. Even like you're looking at, let's dive into jiu-jitsu in itself. Cross training is completely, some coaches are like, don't go there. Don't show them our techniques. Don't give away our secrets, so to speak.
Or they don't want you to, because
they're afraid you'll leave.
I've seen that several times. Where guys would like say you can't train there. I've had students come to our gym who originally were told that they could not come to our gym because we weren't allowed to. They weren't allowed to, and then when they came in, they were like, because first off, that's a terrible policy, because humans are like cats, right? Like if the door is closed, like for instance, my cat, if I go into the bathroom and I close the door, he like bats on the door until either he opens it or I unlock it for him, comes in. As soon as I close the door again, he wants back out, right? We want to be where we're not. So if you tell your students you cannot train here, you know what they're going to want? They want to go train. They're curious now. Like, man, why can't I train with those people? What's wrong with them? Are they doing like dark magic or something? Like, what's up? Yeah. So I remember guys like saying like they were told they couldn't come train with us, and then that only made them wanted to train more. When they came into the gym, they realized, oh, these guys are cool as shit. Yeah. So I kind of like the way they train. I like the people in there, and I'm going to come train with these guys.
Yeah, we've had